Hi there, Ben's from Channel 10. Ale, Paraguay's already won at this stadium. What was it like for you guys to be out there? Does that give them some sort of a little bit of a psychological edge, maybe?
The stadium was great. We looked at the grass a little bit different, but overall I think it's, don't think it gives them an advantage anyway. It's a game of football. It goes two ways. But yeah, I think we're all very excited and we'll try to go out tomorrow and get something on the table.
John Buildup from SBS. Tony, after the last game, you talked about maybe wishing you'd made more changes. There's speculation there could be more changes ahead for this game. What are you feeling? Are you feeling that there could be a few more changes that you made last time?
We'll still have to determine that, but no, we're happy with the squad. We're happy with all the players. It's a wonderful experience for us so far, in particular the US game, and the players responded extremely well in the second half, and we're growing day by day, even quicker than I anticipated. So I'm very confident that the boys are well prepared, excited for the opportunity. We're in this position because we deserve to be here with a game to go and a chance to get to the knockout stages. And I know the boys will relish this challenge and they're ready for it.
Vince Rigari, Sydney Morning Herald for you, Tony. I'll squeeze in a couple if I can. One, we've seen reports about Jacob Italiano overnight. Can you just confirm his condition and then also what you're thinking in terms of his replacement? And then what you just mentioned about the growth that you've seen recently that's been faster than what you've thought. Can you unpack that a little bit? Like, what have you seen that makes you happier than you expected to be, I guess, in that respect?
Firstly, Jacob unfortunately won't be available. I think it's a adductor injury. We don't know the extent of it as yet. We'll do some further tests in the coming days, but he won't be available for this game. In terms of growth, I'm not surprised in terms of the quality of the team. It's just that these young boys are learning on the go. It's very quick education and lessons that we are learning. And I'm seeing them grow as young men, I'm seeing them grow as players, and I'm seeing them mature, and I'm seeing them enjoying and embracing the greatest challenge of all, which is the World Cup. It doesn't get greater than this. So, I'm excited by this group, and can't wait for tomorrow.
Ale, you just mentioned the grass is a bit different. Can you just elaborate on that? And Tony, just when did that happen with Jacob? Was it a game or a training thing?
Well, the grass is a little bit shorter, but there's many. I'm not a groundsman, so I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell you. Can't go into specifics, but it's cut a little bit shorter. But the ball moved nicely. It's a great grass, and the ball moved quickly, and hopefully good football will be put on show.
What was my question again? No, training, yeah.
And that was Luke Doherty from Fox Sports. Joey.
Joey Lynch for ESPN Australia, asking my question in English for Tony. Tony, thanks for your time this afternoon. You played against two South American opponents in November with this exact situation in mind to prepare you for a South American challenge. I guess, what did you learn from those two friendly games, and how will they make your team better tomorrow night?
Yeah, great lessons. It's a different type of opposition as we've faced so far in Turkey and the US and now Paraguay. They're different styles of play. We wanted to expose the players in November. We debuted many players, and a lot of those players are here now, so you can see the growth of this group. We understand what they bring. They bring a real toughness. Their qualifying in South America is very difficult. They know how to get a result. They showed that in the last match, scoring early, 10 men, and they were really resilient and tough, and fantastic manager, a lot of experience, and it's a wonderful challenge. That's what we're here for, and we love the position we're in, that we can go through to the next stage, to the knockout stages, and we know it's in our hands, and we know what a win does for us tomorrow.
Hi Tony, David Weiner, Football 360. Question in English. Paul Ocon spoke yesterday about Paraguay liking to play in unorganised chaos. How have you gone about this week to make sure that it's the chaos that you guys want to take out onto the field? And with that in mind as well, just the lessons from the last game to make sure that from the start it's on your terms.
Yeah, unorganised chaos is really a credit to them. It seems that way at times, but they're very organised. They know what they're doing in each moment of the game, in each phase. And we've been preparing the players for that, to understand what is coming. Lessons, you always learn lessons from games, and it's different opposition as well, different circumstance and situation from 6 days ago to now. And 6 days later, we're better again. And I'm sure we'll show that tomorrow.
Question for Ale in English. Anna Harrington from AAP. Ale, just your thoughts on how you handle the Paraguay attack, and for you, how do you handle it, especially given you're on a yellow card and there's that sort of little bit of towing the line? How do you handle that and Paraguay's attack?
Just like any other game, every game you come across different attackers. Everyone's a little bit different in their own way. You just got to adapt to that and sort of play to your strengths and maybe their weaknesses. And regarding the yellow, I mean, it's not something that I need to focus on. I'll think about that after the game. Obviously, you need to play, with keeping yourself a bit, aware of that. But you can't let that sort of affect your match, because I think, at least myself, I'd rather go past around and get a yellow card than not pass at all.
Cam Inman, San Jose Mercury News. Question for both of you, and selfishly, this is a local-oriented question. Just want to know what it was like having the Bay Area as a training base for you guys, and if either of you had a certain highlight away from your training and preparations here.
I can answer that first. Wonderful. With the people have been fantastic. The hospitality, we've really enjoyed being here. We want to stay longer, so we'll do our very best tomorrow to make sure we stay in this area a little longer. I think just for me, the highlight away from it. There's not a lot of time for me away from the football, but certainly the people in the area, local area in Berkeley as well, going down. Just everyone's been behind us, supporting us, and we've felt their support and hospitality, and it's been a pleasure to be here.
Acá, Tony. Nicolás Benier para ESPN en español. Bueno, le quería hacer una a cada uno. Tony, hablabas de que ya te has enfrentado a Colombia y de la diferencia que hay entre Paraguay con Estados Unidos y Turquía. ¿Qué podés destacar de Paraguay, que se levantó después de lo que fue la derrota ante Estados Unidos y le compitió muy bien a Turquía? ¿Qué podés esperar de este partido a diferencia de los otros? Y después para Alessandro, ahí está, imagino que ya lo habrás hablado muchas veces de por qué decidiste representar a la selección australiana, porque naciste en Italia, pero en el fútbol italiano también te enfrentaste y tenés de compañeros a futbolistas sudamericanos. ¿Qué tenés para aportarle a tus compañeros de la selección acerca del fútbol sudamericano y del futbolista sudamericano en sí? Thank you.
Firstly, Paraguay obviously poses a different opposition and different threat for us as opposed to Turkey and the US. Different styles, different way of playing. I think what we will experience is a nation that understands what it takes to get a result. And they showed a wonderful response after losing their first game. They deserved to win against Turkey. They were very good. We were very impressed with their performance, and we know that every moment, every challenge, every duel, every detail will be important against them because they are so focused, concentrated, and disciplined. But I feel that we'll be able to match that in this game, and should be a great match. Both nations want to get second spot and do whatever they can to achieve that. So, I'm really looking forward to it personally, and I know the players are really excited for this game.
Well, regarding the first part of your question, I decided to represent Australia because that's where I felt like I belonged. I went with Italy a few times. I didn't, nothing against the players. They were all great and all the people were great, but it's just, a feeling that you have inside. And if people don't have that, if people have never had the opportunity to have, the privilege to be able to pick, you don't really have that sort of feeling. But for the people that, like myself and a few of the boys in the team, it's not an easy decision, but it comes within when it does come. And the second part, I do play with a lot of South Americans, lots of Argentinians to be exact. They're they're very, very, very tough people. They always they don't back out of anything, and I think self-belief in South America, they don't back down to anyone, but neither do we. So we just go out and play the game and try to get a result.
Adrian Archulli from SBS. Question for Ale. Ale, obviously you're quite close with Christian Volpato and probably one of the key members in getting him to declare his allegiance for Australia. Were you surprised how well he did when he came on against the US? And do you think he's up to speed now? Obviously came into camp late and he's ready to start. Obviously, just given how he performed.
No, I don't think we need to be surprised. I know him as a player. I think that's exactly who he is. What you saw against the US, that's the sort of player he is. To be surprised, it would mean that he does that not very often. But I think that's the type of player he is, and I think now we sort of caught up to speed at the start. He was a little bit maybe not ready or not familiar with with our setup and how we like to play. But now he's had a lot of time and he's come in just great.
Hi Tony, Lauren Tomasi from Channel 9 here. Your last match as a player was against Paraguay, and you are now the first Australian to play for the Socceroos and coach the team. Does that give this extra meaning for you?
Maybe when I saw that we've got Paraguay, I was a bit personally something a little special. I also scored in my last game. I didn't score many, so I have to remind you of that. Also for Ale that I did score against Paraguay. So it was a special way to end my international career, and then to think that all these years later that I'll be the head coach and we're up against Paraguay is quite special. So that was a great day, and hopefully tomorrow will be a wonderful day for Australia against Paraguay once more.
Ben Smith for West Australian. This one's for Tony. We know Paraguay, particularly in South American qualifying, very good defensively. Given the permutations and the fact they're on the bubble of qualifying for round of 32, do you anticipate maybe the game might be a bit more open than typically a Paraguay game tends to be?
Look, we haven't thought about the game in that way at all. We're going into the game tomorrow to win. I expect they'll be doing the same. Before the World Cup started, I'm sure, I can't speak for them. I can only speak for us. To be in this position, third game in our hands to go through, it's a great position to be in, and the players deserve a lot of credit that we are sitting here today preparing for a chance to go through to the knockout stages. So that's a credit to every single player that's here.
Tony, just wanted to ask, obviously the build-up to this game, it's a lot more low-key than the last one against a host nation. Your players had a chance to have family and friends visit them this week as well. Has that more relaxed, low-key, or less stressful build-up, for lack of a better word, helped the boys come at a good time for them heading into a game like this?
I don't know, because that was planned probably a month in advance that we would have family and friends here, so well before the games were played. I wouldn't say there's less build-up for us. It's a big World Cup game. The US game and Turkey game were big build-up. We feel the same, as it should be for a World Cup. We're in a position that we're happy with, and we have a chance to go through. And the whole build-up has been planned. Whether they're more relaxed or not, I'm not sure. I'm looking at Ale. He seems pretty relaxed, so he can answer that. But yeah, we're in a good place. We feel good. We know nothing is given to you at a World Cup We'll have to earn everything tomorrow night. We expect that. We actually want that. That's how it should be. And we're looking forward to a great test.
David Mark from the ABC. I have to ask, what options are you looking at for Italiano? Have you considered other changes and potentially even changes to your structure?
Always considering all possibilities because we've always shown faith in every player that's here. So since we've started this journey, every player that's in our squad knows that he has a chance of playing, and that's no different for tomorrow.
In that last game, we also conceded an own goal, but that was after you went off, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing for the Socceroos. That wasn't my question. It was more about the right wing-back role and the wing-back roles in general in your system. Can you just talk a little bit about how important they are? It's a significant demand that's on those players to go up and back. Are they, very important to the way you want to play?
Yeah, they are important. But I think they're part of the puzzle that we're always trying to fill. I think overall we've had 3 very good halves of football. We had 1 bad half of football and we got punished for that, and that's the World Cup, and that's the detail of the World Cup. But yeah, they play an important part, like so many relationships that we are trying to build on the field. I wouldn't put them above any other position.
Lewis, SBS. A few of the guys said after the last match it was quite an intimidating atmosphere in Seattle with 65,000 Americans. It should be a bit of a more even split in the stands here. Do you think that will help? And Ale, we spoke to your dad during the week and he made it very clear he's not happy about mullets at the moment. This is kind of went viral for that. This is your chance to respond. Do you want to defend the mullet?
Am I going first? You can go. I mean, haters are going to hate. With Dad, it's always a joke. I'm sure he's supportive of everything that I do. When I do something wrong, believe he's the first person to tell me. And regarding my hair, no, he hasn't told me that anything's wrong. I think he'd much rather something a bit more simple, but he's fine with it.
No, I think we're going to get what we expect. Paraguayan fans cheering their team on, and we once again will get wonderful support. We felt the support in the US game as well. I don't know about it intimidating. I think it's maybe new for a lot of the players, which you'd expect. It's a young group, very young group. One of the youngest, is that right? One of the youngest here. One of the youngest teams. So. But we saw our Aussie fans really get behind the boys. In the second half, you could see that they sensed that we're close. We've got a chance to get a goal back, and then we really appreciated that support. And I know that we'll have that. And back home, we know that everyone will be ready and watching and really supporting us. So we definitely feel that support, and we appreciate it.
Tony, Julian Linden from Daily Telegraph. In the first game, you started Nestri. In the second game, you played him off the bench. And there's been a hot debate back home about whether he should start or finish. I'm guessing you probably won't tell us at the moment which way you're leaning, but can you just sort of explain what are the benefits of each role? Like, how does he improve the team when he starts compared to how does he improve the team when he comes on?
I think we'll keep that at the basic level of analysis, which is. People are happy if a player plays, and people are unhappy if they see a player they like that doesn't play. We played 9 players that played the first match. Only 2 didn't play. So we're more disappointed in the performance, not so much in who played and who didn't play. And we improved that performance in the second half, which really pleases us. And the players that came on made an impact. And whoever starts tomorrow, I know, can build a strong foundation. And whoever comes on can come on and finish what we've started. So I'm happy with all the players. Each circumstance and situation is very different. And We're very comfortable with what the players we chose against the US. I wouldn't change that. I'd only change the performance in the first half, that we could match them a bit better. But I'm sure from that experience we'll be better against Paraguay. And God willing, we get through and we'll be better again for the next experience. And Nesta plays a big part in that, of course.
Hello to everyone. Mr. Popovic here. Pedro Torres from Tigo Sports of Paraguay. In your consideration, which Paraguayan players deserve a little bit of extra attention from your team? Are there any that deserve that situation?
Yeah, look, they have some individual players that are very strong. I don't want to. I can say, and Ciso is a fantastic player. We've seen that at the World Cup so far. They have others as well, but that's obviously one that's very familiar to everyone. And he has been leading the team very well, and he led the team in a fantastic victory for them against Turkey. So that's a player we have to be aware of his strengths. But yeah, we look forward to that challenge. It's everything we expect in a World Cup. Paraguay are very strong. They're here because they deserve to be here. They're at the same stage as us where they are fighting to go through to the knockout stages. We have a lot of respect for them, but we're also very confident in our ability.
Rob Scott here, 7 News. I'll be speaking in English. Question for both of you guys. A couple of days ago, Jason said, let the school kids watch the game on Friday. Employers, let your workers do it. Yesterday, Paul said, Mr. Albanese, why don't you just give everyone a day off? What do both of you think? Should Australia be allowed to capture this moment?
I'm pretty confident they will capture the moment, whether they have a day off or not. I'm sure every Australian will be somewhere watching the Socceroos and watching these boys perform and be very proud of them. So I'm sure it will happen, and we want that to continue into the evening in terms of celebrations. So the first part is that they get behind us, watch the game. I'm sure they'll be very proud of this young group and what they will show out on the pitch. And whether they're officially given a day off or not, I anticipate every Australian will be watching.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're given a day off either, but I'm sure either way, all the kids at school will be watching, I'm sure. At least from my experiences at school, teachers are always very, very supportive of these type of sporting events, and I'm sure it will be, alongside with the work that they've got to do, it will be up on the TV. Nowadays, every classroom's got a TV or a projector or something, and also kids got iPads and stuff. So, I'm sure everyone will still be following whether the day is being given off or not.